Welcome to your ultimate pit stop, Piston Pundit. When an electric vehicle catches fire, it's not your typical car blaze, it's a different beast altogether. The methods to extinguish these fires are extreme, pushing first responders to use tactics that feel straight out of a disaster movie. From dumping flaming cars into rivers to submerging them in massive water tanks, the strategies for handling EV fires are downright wild. Let's explore just how extreme these methods really are. Number 5. The nightmare for first responders. When an electric vehicle bursts into flames, it's not your run-of-the-mill blaze. It's a beast that requires a whole new set of strategies. The biggest challenge? The lack of standardized procedures. Unlike conventional vehicles where firefighting tactics are fairly consistent, each EV model comes with its own unique battery layout and fire handling requirements. Firefighters can't rely on a universal approach here. They need to quickly identify the make and model of the EV and access specific fire extinguishing protocols. Imagine the stress of doing this while battling a raging fire with smoke thick enough to cut through. Some have turned to tech, using apps with diagrams and instructions for various EV models. Sounds like a neat solution, right? Well, picture this. First responders, amid chaos, trying to pull up an app, scroll through diagrams, and decipher instructions while the fire rages on. It's like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube with a stopwatch ticking, under extreme pressure. The reliance on such apps introduces another layer of complexity. What if the app crashes or there's no signal? This makes the situation even more precarious. Without accurate information, firefighters risk exacerbating the situation, potentially leading to violent reactions or further fires. The EV industry's rush to innovate has outpaced the development of consistent emergency protocols, leaving first responders in a tough spot every time they face an EV blaze. Number 4. Dumping the electric vehicle into a river or lake. One of the most extreme methods for handling EV fires is the audacious technique of dumping the burning vehicle into a river or lake. Imagine a claw excavator lifting a flaming car and tossing it into the water, much like dealing with unwanted junk. It sounds like something out of a disaster film rather than real-life firefighting. This drastic measure is actually employed in some cases. The reasoning behind it is to completely cut off the fire's oxygen supply by submerging the EV, thus halting the blaze and preventing it from spreading to nearby structures. The "if you can't beat it, drown it" approach might seem excessive, but it can be effective in controlling the fire quickly. However, this method isn't without its drawbacks. Using heavy machinery to remove and dump the car into a body of water can be seen as a desperate move. Besides, there are potential environmental consequences, such as contaminating water with hazardous materials from the battery. This technique underscores the lack of effective standard procedures for EV fires and highlights the need for better solutions. Before we delve deeper, do us a favor and smash that like and subscribe button. This helps us reach more auto enthusiasts just like you. Now let's shift gears and steer towards our next strategy. Number 3. Submerging the vehicle in a water tank. Another head-scratcher is the idea of submerging an entire EV in a massive tank of water. The theory is simple. Cut off the fire's oxygen supply and cool the vehicle down completely. On paper, it sounds foolproof. No oxygen means no fire. But in practice, this plan turns into a logistical nightmare. First, consider the sheer size of the tank needed to fully submerge a vehicle. It's not a kiddie pool. We're talking about something large enough to fit an entire car. Then there's the challenge of getting the burning EV into the tank. You'd need cranes or heavy-duty lifts, making this method impractical in urgent situations. Moreover, transporting such a giant tank and the necessary equipment to a fire scene is far from feasible. And let's not ignore the environmental impact. Submerging a chemically hazardous vehicle could contaminate the water, creating new issues to address. While this approach might work in a controlled environment, it's hardly a scalable or realistic solution. The fact that we're considering such extreme measures speaks volumes about the inherent risks and challenges of dealing with EV fires. It raises a critical question. Are we really prepared for the new wave of automotive technology, or are we just setting ourselves up for more headaches down the road? Number 2. Cutting-edge fire suppression, fire blankets and high-tech foam. In the quest to control electric vehicle fires, fire blankets and advanced foam technology have emerged as innovative solutions. Take, for example, a recent controlled test in Spain with a Nissan Leaf. This experiment was designed to assess how effectively fire blankets could contain the intense heat and hazardous fumes from an EV fire, a scenario driven by the lithium-ion battery's notorious thermal runaway. During the test, firefighters draped a specialized fire blanket over the burning Leaf. This heat-resistant material suffocated the flames by cutting off the oxygen supply, preventing the fire from escalating or spreading. The results were promising, demonstrating the blanket's potential for real-world application where rapid fire suppression is crucial. Alongside fire blankets, high-tech firefighting foam has also shown potential. Unlike traditional water, which often struggles with cooling EV fires, modern foam is designed to tackle high-heat battery fires. The foam helps cool the battery while suppressing the flames, adding an extra layer of protection. While these technologies are still being refined, the test highlights their potential to minimize damage and enhance firefighter safety. By integrating these tools into standard practices, fire departments could be better equipped to handle the unique challenges posed by EV fires. Number 1. The drenched reality, flooding with water. When it comes to extinguishing EV fires, the sheer volume of water required is both staggering and surreal. We're talking about an astonishing 150 tons of water. Yes, you heard that right. That's more than 10 times the amount needed for a conventional car fire. Why such an excessive quantity? The culprit is the EV's battery pack, which, once ignited, burns intensely and stubbornly. Lithium-ion batteries generate extreme heat, and their fires can resemble a high-stakes fireworks display. The only way to tackle such a blaze is by flooding it with water to cool it down and prevent reignition. But here's the catch. Even with this massive deluge, there's no guarantee that the fire won't flare up again. Damaged battery cells can smolder and reignite hours or even days later. This approach raises serious questions. We're expending vast resources of water, yet still facing the risk of incomplete extinguishment. It's a glaring flaw in EV technology that's rarely discussed. The effort and resources required might not only be impractical, but could also be seen as reckless, given the uncertain outcomes. If you found this dive into EV fire management enlightening, don't forget to subscribe to Piston Pundit. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you're always updated on the latest vehicle news and updates. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. We love to hear from you. See you next time.